Hey guys, Tony Smith with Minted. I'm here with
Giles Whitby-Smith from Bitcashier.
Awesome. So today we're going to talk about how you can view transactions with all sorts of different cryptocurrencies. So Giles, can you tell us a little bit about Bitcashier and
Sure.
what we've set up together?
Okay, sure. So we've onboarded Minted Yachts and the various Minted Yachts enterprises, jets, cars, real estate, etc. And what we do is we enable companies like Minted to be able to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment, if you like, from their clients. And through our processes and through our various payment rails, we then exchange that crypto into real world money, cash, if you want to call it that. And then what we do is we will then settle that cash to either you or to your client, wherever it needs to go.
Okay. So obviously we're here at the Monaco Yacht Show. I know you've talked to a lot of people, and people are just starting to realize that they can take their USDT, USDC.
Correct.
People have maybe known about Bitcoin and Ethereum, but now there's multiple currencies that can all be settled through your platform.
Correct.
Straight to euros and dollars that we can put into escrow to complete a yacht transaction.
Correct.
So is this becoming a common thing, or is this what's so innovative about what we've got going here?
So it's definitely growing, without doubt. We've been pioneering the ability for crypto to be able to, if you like, cross the bridge into real world purchases of real world assets. Because there are a number of people who have either have become accidentally wealthy through having crypto. They were very fortunate in the early days of Bitcoin. But also there are many countries around the world that suffer from high inflation, very difficult due to political regimes to be able to move money out, normal fiat money that is. And so what they might need to do to run their business or to buy assets or to be able to get themselves in another country in the world is to use crypto. And that would be a stable coin perhaps, which is more commonly used and traded as for corporates. But in the case of, say, Monaco Yacht Show, we're now finding that people who have used crypto or got, say, an element of their asset wealth in crypto, instead of leveraging elsewhere in their business to provide the finance to buy the yacht, they're actually realizing they've the ability to be able to use their crypto that they've got and convey some of that, all of it, some of it, a bit of it, whatever, into actually purchasing the asset that they want to purchase. So the unique thing about us, and I think getting back to your original question, the unique thing about Bitcashier is that we have our own exchange within our platform. Now that's crucial because what that means is that instead of other processors that will actually, if you like, if you imagine a suitcase, they will take your crypto, put it in their suitcase, run off to an exchange it. You've then got a volatility risk at all times and an exchange risk. Our platform is directly linked to our own exchange, which has real-time prices. So we can completely eradicate the volatility and the volatility risks. So that's really super important to people who are using their crypto to buy an asset. So we work in the real estate, art, yachts, boats, cars, jets, helicopters, in fact, anything.
I think it's amazing. And you know, the other thing is, we went through the full KYC process in setting up my corporation, and we did all the standard security checks, everything else. We set this up with major banks to handle either dollars or euros. And already what we've seen is it's super easy, where we set up dedicated wallets where we receive the crypto. A client can do a simple transaction with a QR code. And within minutes and hours, we see the crypto there. We trade it in real time, and then we can deposit it. So it's actually simpler than a wire transfer process, and it seems to be more secure because it's all just straight crypto to your platform and then to traditional escrow bank accounts.
In actual fact, we can deal in 38 different currencies. So you know, we've settled in yen, we've settled in obviously dollars, euro, GBP. We've also settled in dirhams. So we can, you know, we have access to 38 different currencies. Now, the key thing to remember here is that, and you touched on it, it's very, very relevant, is that we are fully regulated as an exchange and processor. So that means we have to obey all the compliance. We do have a strict compliance policy, KYC, AML. And there are, we have a money laundering reporting officer.
Yep.
We have a full compliance department. So there are a lot of expenses associated with being able to do this properly. And you can't easily get payment rails with banks unless you are properly set up.
Yep.
So there are people that will say, oh yes, we can transact crypto for you. But in actual fact, they might be able to transact crypto with somebody that wants to receive crypto. Okay, because crypto to crypto, you don't need compliance.
Sure.
But when it goes from crypto, so when it goes on-ramp, which is crypto, to off-ramp, which is fiat, that's when you need that to have that compliance and the anti-money laundering policies and all of that stuff that the banks require to prove that those funds are not ill-gotten.
Right. And in particular, in yachting transactions, there's a lot of regulation about even to make offers, right? So up front, we need to have background, client information sheet filled out, source of wealth,
ultimate beneficial owners.
Exactly. So all those things are super important, even to do a yacht transaction. And I tell people that yachting is it's a managed and regulated industry, because one way or other, we're moving large sums of money around, be it cryptocurrencies or otherwise. So I do want to state, the importance of people, when we set this up for clients, getting all the KYC and client information set up front, that'll help us onboard them. Obviously we've done the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
But we still do need to have some sort of KYC process in place. Okay.
And let's remember that, we've just done a transaction here at the show. So let's remember that what you've got to do is you've got a lawyer involved, because there's these are big sums of money. And just like transacting any other asset where there's a lot of money involved, lawyers need to be involved. The lawyers will always, they don't care too much who you are or what you are. What they do care about is the KYC, the compliance. Where's this money come from? Because if they are then receiving those funds, those fiat funds, not the crypto that have been converted, they need to know where they're receiving it from, who are the people that they're receiving it from, what's the background, what's it. So this is not a simple process, and I think there's a lot of...
you make it simple with the transaction,
we make it simple,
but we still have to do the same compliance, and it's important people understand that we're not skipping around any rules, we're fully compliant. But there is a little bit of effort up front to vet the clients and where they receive the crypto and how they where it came from, just to make sure everything's 100% legit.
Exactly, because even now, as I said earlier, if you do a crypto to crypto transaction, you don't really need much compliance, right? Because you're receiving crypto, you're not going off ramp, you're not going into real world money. So there's no requirement. You're still decentralized, if you like. You're out of the system.
Okay.
So crypto to crypto, there's virtually no compliance needed. Okay. The thing is, you've got to find somebody that's selling a yacht that's happy to take crypto for his yacht, and that's actually extremely unlikely. Most of them want to have real world cash because they've got to pay off a mortgage maybe on the boat. They've got to pay broker fees. They've got to pay management fees, all sorts of fees, and all of those people would need to be able to would need to have a want and desire to accept crypto, right? If that was the case, then compliance wouldn't be relevant. But of course, all those people want to have fiat because they've got wages to pay, they've got bills
every
to pay.
boat out here is priced in dollars or euros.
Everybody.
so that's what we need to get to do a transaction.
Exactly. And for that we need the banks. And for that we need lawyers. And the lawyers need compliance, and they need to know that they're dealing with a proper company that's licensed, regulated, has all those compliance requirements in place within their organization. And actually the regulation, I'm a fan of crypto. I'm not a great fan of how the banks have become, and I think the clumsiness that it is to move fiat funds around, even if you just try and do a transaction yourself for a few thousand, you're getting called by your bank to verify things, and often it can take an hour to just do a few thousand. So I'm a great believer that things need to change as far as the banking system is concerned. But I'm also a great believer in making sure that we've got the compliance and regulation.
Well, it's interesting, in this caliber of client and in this league, I've seen some countries really cracking down on the wealthy people and trying to control their wealth and what they can buy and not buy. I have some people in South Africa right now that are trying to transfer money out and are going through just hell.
Yeah.
But they'd be a lot better off if they actually had some crypto and could do a direct
Correct.
transaction.
Correct.
Fully, legal and compliant, but actually a better way to move the money without a bank or a country telling you how you can move your money and how you can spend your money.
Exactly.
So it's really filling in quite a niche.
It's important for people to embrace the flexibility of crypto.
For additional information, please feel free to email me at ts@mintedyachts.com. Also, feel free to text me at 404-805-9819.